You have unlimited money, what is the first thing you'd buy? A home. My mother-in-law her own place so she can't move out. Yeah, good idea. Probably groceries. Still gotta eat while I come up with a plan. Get my teeth fixed so I don't hurt anymore. Edit. I have changed my mind. I think now that I would start free dental clinics. At least 1 or 2 per state and help take care of all of you. I'm a dental assistant and this breaks my heart. There are so many people who live with pain because they can't afford a dentist. My favorite patients are usually the ones that haven't been to the dentist in a long time. And need a lot of work. They are always so kinda grateful. My parents are home. Those Lego sets I wanted as a kid but mom wouldn't get me cause they were too expensive. Even with unlimited money that's 4 sets. The best cancer treatment available for my mom. I sincerely wish you and your mother the best. I hope all ends up well for you both. Facebook and then delete it. Land. Lots of land. How much land? An extra side of guac at Chipotle. The politicians. All of them. I'd pay off debt. But let me be clear. I don't just mean my debt. I mean all debt. Credit card debt. Student debt. Mortgage debt. Medical debt. Government debt. Etc. This would essentially collapse a number of industries. This is intentional. Congratulations. You just made the whole economy collapse. I know this one. I'd buy 3 more monies. To have more. 3 monies and no kids is better than 3 kids and no monies. Rehab and counseling for my wife. How much does rehab cost? I might be able to help out if she's willing to go. I'd buy a Volvo station wagon. Is it brown with a manual transmission? My college tuition LOL. Also new diabetes supplies because this shit overpriced. Edit. Hey, wasn't expecting this to get some votes but thanks, I've been diabetic a little over 7 years now. It sucks but I manage. Recently Eli Lilly announced that they are lowering their list price for their insulin. Vials will be around $82. 41 and a 5-pack of pens will be $159. 12. Not perfect but definitely a huge step in the right direction. Edit 2. Hey, my first award, thank you guys, luckily I'm in no dire need of insulin. My insurance is good and I have a second state insurance that pays as well. While I am severely broke, being a college student, my medicine is not a problem for me. Buy them in Canada. Or find a Canadian to buy them for you and ship them to you. I think there may be businesses that do that. Edit, if you want. Go on https://diabetesexpress.com and make a list. You may have to use a VPN. Send me the list and I'll order it. Then I'll reship to you. I'll tell you what it all costs shipped to you. IDK anything about diabetic meds. Is it temperature sensitive? I'll just rewrap it and send to you. No markup. Cause pharmaceutical companies are the root of all evil. That's all. A mechanical bed that sits up and down by remote for my stepdad. He's by himself now and old and gets stuck trying to get out of bed on days. He wants one but we can't afford it. They aren't that expensive anymore and a lot of them have really low monthly payments. Not sure where you live but we got a super nice king size one for only $50 a month. And it's obviously larger than what you would need. I'd buy Zuckerberg and put him in a reptile park. Make sure to supply your Zuckerberg with a heat lamp at one end of his enclosure. So he has some hope of warming his cold dead heart. A hospital. It'd be free for everyone who needs it. Yes, the people who work there would be paid. Bruh, just buy the government and make hospitals free. I'd take a poll at my local old folks home of everybody's favorite performer and I would book a command performance for that performer to go and play and comfort the old people. Since I have unlimited money, I would spare absolutely no expense to get them there. Plus extra time for 6 performer to spend chatting with them afterward. That's heartwarming. If I have a badge I would have used it. A non-profit company that has an office in every country that would give everyone free food, no questions asked. A Gurudwara, Sikh holy temples, pretty much does that. The Pacific Ocean. I'll sell it to you for $3.50 because I've got as much right to sell it as anyone else. I would pay off the college debt of all students in the U.S. Unlimited money. And you stopped with the us. Please consider spreading your largesse to countries that can't afford to subsidize education in addition to those that choose not to. A chocolate lava cake from Domino's. I'm eating one as I type this and I'd suggest something else. Clean drinking water for all my brother and sisters in the First Nations of Canada. Money can't buy the things I want. Oh wait. That's not true. I would buy myself a house. Obviously. The new dystopian dream. Nothing massive, but I would like a couple of bedrooms, a couple bathrooms, a good sized living room and maybe a couple extra rooms to use as a game room and one for an office. Cottage in the woods sounds cozy. Obviously I would have to get some heavy security and stuff to protect me and my endless wealth. Then I would make a giant arcade full of anything I could get my hands on. And then I would probably just go full Robin Hood. Use my limitless wealth to help solve the world problems. Money doesn't buy happiness. Oh wait. It does. I'd buy an entire neighborhood and have my friends and family live in the baddest mansions and cars right next to me. Edit. Thanks for the upvotes, most I've ever gotten, lol. Living in a whole neighborhood by yourself, eh? A wheelchair accessible house for myself and then for all of my friends who are also stuck waiting for accessible housing since forever. It sucks not being able to get around without help or having to ask someone for stuff like going to the bathroom. Especially when you could easily do it yourself if your house was accessible. Unlimited money? Well, the world economy is gonna collapse. But first I'd have some food delivered. I normally buy groceries and cook my own simple food. And it's usually pretty boring cause I don't have the executive function to prepare complex dishes. So it would be a luxury to just wait a while and get something that I haven't made myself. Only then would I start thinking about houses for myself, my mom, and my siblings who all need help too. I'd take care of myself and my family first of all. And then I'd find and hire a team of experts and great thinkers to help me figure out how best to use my unlimited fortune to do as much good as possible without tanking the whole world. The world economy is only going to collapse if you want it to, by trying to spend sufficiently large quantities of money. If you hire a team of experts you might be able to thread the needle, sort of like the Imitation Game. Plan A. 1. Fund a team of physicists and engineers to create a successful time machine. 2. Go back in time to the 11th of May, 2021 to stop my husband from going to work. 3. Explain that he doesn't ever need to go to work anymore because we have unlimited money. 4. Mind our own business and live happily ever after. Plan B. Fund take any measures that will bring my husband back to life. I'm open to ideas. This tea sucks. I'm sorry for your loss. A really high quality fridge. The door of mine fell off yesterday. Hopefully a repairman can fix it soon. I'm sorry that happened, horribly inconvenient. Solar panels on every rooftop on the planet. All of the African politicians so China can't have them. They're putting whole countries into unpayable debt so they can't move in and take over mineral and other resources. Like Africans haven't been through enough shit already. Next. Amazonian rainforest and enough military to kick out anyone who tries to destroy it. Stuff like that. Big moves. I'd buy you a drink. Unlimited? That means I would immediately make currency worthless. Nah. It means you could make currency worthless. Depending on how you spend it. Are you going to be the downfall of humanity as we know it? Or its savior? A 1997 Toyota Camry. Why are these answers becoming so specific? But nice. Going with the cliché. I would buy a modest 4-bedroom house and brand new furniture to put inside. My mum, her dream house in Yorkshire because it was her and my dad's dream. She believes the only way she will end up in Yorkshire is when we scatter her ashes where we scattered dad's ashes. Then I'd take her to see the Northern Lights. A hobbit hole or a wizard's tower to live in. Undecided. Start my space mining corporation. Infinite resources. Every space agency on the planet. I'd then make them one organization that shares all information. Thus boosting our chances of becoming a spacefaring race a lot quicker. Thus easing a lot of the world issues now. Hookers and cocaine. As long as you invite me. This reminds me of talking about if I won the lottery with a friend. I told him I'd buy him any car of his choice. But I'd also hire someone to follow him around. And if he stopped to catcall women, the person following would yell "Yo! His friend bought him that car. He ain't got money. I think I would become the property landlord of people who slighted me over the years. Just so they can sweat it out. Yes, I would expand my portfolio if they moved. Imagine being stalked by a vindictive billionaire who spite purchases every possible dwelling you want to move into. A house. Can I have a room? Fix world hunger. Give all the resources I could towards mental health and mental health related research. Fix climate change. End poverty. Establish a universal basic income. Go to space and beyond. Use money to lift each other up rather than bring us down. Wouldn't it be a fascinating process to observe, to see how quickly things could be turned around if money really was not an object? By media conglomerates and social media platforms. Have their policies and practices moderated by mental health professionals and political scientists. To foster grounds for healthy, informed debate rather than polemicized echo chambers. Experiment with new political approaches such as direct democracy, where people can vote on specific bills rather than parties. Place intelligent people at the helm of the various government departments. Pour money into education so people are informed and able to make healthy choices. I think it would be capable of changing the world pretty rapidly. But there would likely be resistance. I wonder how that would manifest. Nestle and Monsanto. Therapy sessions and a massage. A clinical residence hospital. Way too big. Free quality healthcare given by their own graduates and students. With free tuition for medicine with a mandatory 4 years service. Full paid. Monetizing it with R+D funds and govt grants. Did I told you that it would have a humongous research lab? So yeah. Big ass lab. And dorms for the students and staff. So. Yay. That. Look man. Unlimited money can get you as many Lamborghinis as logistically possible. But it can't buy ultra reliability that holsters a IHS top safety pick at the same time. So honestly the only sensible idea is a 1997 Toyota Camry. Hell, I'd probably voluntarily kick an elderly person right in the hip if it meant I would get a free 1997 Toyota Camry. So wait. I can move out and not be worried about finance. Don't need college or a job, woohoo. I'd buy a house then. Two chicks at the same time. Reference acknowledged. Realistically, I couldn't just do charity. It would probably collapse the economy if I just flooded the world with money. I would probably just buy all the politicians from every country it's possible to do so and rule the world that way. I mean, with that much money I don't see why I couldn't catch 'em all. Oh. And I've always wanted a dirt bike. House for my parents. Anywhere they wanted. And then for my sisters. Then all the insulin I could dream of. Premium accounts on all popular porn sites. Let's see what wonkin' when wealthy gets here. I will pay for WinRAR. A golden pistol. A private island in the Bahamas. The world's debt. New pair of Hello Kitty slippers. A riot shield. A Mini Cooper. A box of beef jerky. And 5 kilograms of grits. What would you do with the old pair of Hello Kitty slippers? More money. Genius. Buy Facebook. Then shut it down. Build high-end fortified schools and colleges. Many of them for people of Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan, offering skills and training and philosophy and art and all the degrees. For free. This would be partial retribution for going in those countries and meddling and contributing to wars and erosion of naturally developed democracies in those countries. Education is the best thing I know to combat poverty, idiocy and Taliban. Iran has one of the best university systems in the world. The US has never gone to war with Iran. Homeless shelter. Give back to what saved me. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. Happiness. Plane. RTX 3080. If I could find even one. I'd spend a shitload of money on suing the shit out of Nestle. I don't expect to win anything, but I'd tie them the fuck up in legal battles. You could just bribe everyone involved in the lawsuit. Or buy Nestle and sell off the assets to give to the communities and people they have wronged. A house. Fuck rent. I'll buy everyone I know a house and pay off any debt they have. Mar-a-Lago. And then I'd turn it into a retreat for underprivileged immigrant children. Tacos. The PR companies to work for dictators, corrupted officials and vile companies. Make them right their wrongs. Buy the private armies countries use so their armies don't have to do the dirty work. Use them as a global anti-corruption police force. In other words, use the money to make the world a better place for all life. Since Mad Magazine fired the majority of its staff and stopped hiring writers and artists to produce new content every 2 months, I'd make AT&T, who owns Warner Brothers, who owns DC Comics, who owns Mad, an offer they couldn't refuse, and secure all rights and ownership to the publication. Then the fun would start. All new staff, re-employed artists and writers, 100% new content without advertisements. In the spirit of the original publisher, William M. Gaines. A true Mad Magazine for the 2020s and beyond. Published 8 times a year. Cheap. First, I'd take care of all the documentation I need to return to my home country and see my family again. Then, I'd probably invest in some charities, hospitals and whatnot. Maybe not in that order. The world needs it more than I do. I download a car. A month or more at a medical health spa. I feel terrible. A cabin in the middle of the woods. Property. WinRA. A studio apartment in the city. Preferably several stories up so I have a view of the city lights at night. Something about that has always just sounded so much more romantic and cozy than some fancy house or mansion. The entire Nintendo eShop. Buy a street full of houses. Adopt a bunch of kids with different talents etc. To fill those houses. Nurture the talents. Repeat 3-5 times and then start a war between each street family. 1 or 2 of the world's major banks. So I can start helping people instead of letting the wealthy run everything. Then probably a few cities worth of land. A security detail. A Lursen 785-foot nuclear-powered amphibious submersible mega yacht. Swords. And a fuck ton of them.